Ministries. This is Brother Andrew coming to you on Friday with your daily dose of goodness. I'm going to be talking about just quickly talking about what I'm going to be teaching on tomorrow night at Wilderness Church here in Rome, Georgia. The title of the message is Transitioned to Grace. And I'm really excited about bringing this message to the church tomorrow, and it'll be out on the podcast and the YouTube channel shortly after that. And I think we're running about a week or 2 weeks behind on that for when those come out. And so you can watch the sneak peek here, and then you can watch the full message that I'll be delivering tomorrow night in a couple weeks or on the YouTube channel. And so I'm really excited about this because I was in prayer this morning and it was just listening to the Bible. And I start off my day every day with at least an hour of listening to the word being played audibly. It's the way that I start my day. Um, and so this morning I actually spent closer to 2 hours in the word, which was really amazing. But there's just something that really stood out to me. I'm going to talk about, and as you know, I'm going to get a little bit more excited as we go because we're going to be talking about the word, and it's just so exciting. But in Hebrews 7, starting in verse 26, this is in the New American Standard Bible. It says, "For it was fitting for us to have such a high priest, holy, innocent, undefiled, separated from sinners, and exalted above the heavens, who does not need daily, like those high priests, to offer up sacrifices for his own sins and then for the sins of the people, because this he did once for all when he offered up himself. For the law appoints men as high priests who are weak, but the word of the oath, which came after the law, appoints a son made perfect forever." And as I was listening to this morning, and then as I just began to study this out, and I actually just screenshotted it and just put it in my notes. I just screenshotted the whole entire thing and just added it in my notes, so I could just go back and just see it as I found it this morning. And I just wanted to keep it as I found it. And it's so amazing because even in the society today, we seem to have this differentiation between the law and those that are operating under the word of the oath, which came after the law, which is the new covenant, which is Jesus Christ being the high priest. And that we operate not we don't operate under him, we operate as him and what he paid a price for us to become, because we are supposed to be the image of God as well. And so what's so amazing is that and I know that there's such difference of opinions, even people that are going to be watching this, but I believe that we've been believing wrong. And that I think that it's so clear to me that we have stepped back into becoming more like they were in the Old Testament than what we are supposed to be in the New Testament, to where we've actually reverted back to being under the law, because we have such teachings that you need to continue to offer up sacrifices. No, we don't sacrifice animals, but you need to continue in your sinning, but continue repenting of your sinning, offering up a sacrifice so that you can be counted worthy to get into heaven. And we made it all about getting to a place instead of honoring and operating with a person inside of us, the person of Jesus Christ. And it says here in 28, for the law appoints men as high priests who are weak. So, how often do we live according to leaders in our life who don't look like Jesus? And they give us permission to live less than we're called because they don't want to live as they are called, or have given themselves permission to live less than what Jesus paid the price for them to live for. We have people that continue doing things that put Jesus Christ on the cross, and they say that grace is the reason that we get to sin. They don't say it that way, but that's what they're portraying. That grace covers you while you're sinning, my friends, but grace pulls you out of sin and makes you never do it again. We have been transitioned to grace that did not exist in the Old Testament, but exists now because of Jesus fulfilling the oath of the word. And now we get to operate according to the most high priest, the order of Melchizedek. Understanding metanoia, which is a big thing I'm going to be talking about tomorrow night and going deeper. If you've been listening and following along, you've heard me teach on the word metanoia quite often. And we're going to go deeper into that word. And I'm going to be breaking down that metanoia is people want that mind change, that transformation, but you can't have a metanoia if you don't look at sin differently. Metanoia is to perceive and discern sin differently than ever before. It's not to deny that it exists, it's to deny that it'll ever exist in you again. That you are free from sin because Jesus Christ, who is perfect, offered himself up once and for all that all would be free from sin, but we live sin conscious, always trying to get over sin. Therefore, we are a slave to sin, and we cannot be a slave to righteousness and holiness. I'm going to be diving into this in a deep way tomorrow night, so tune in. I want to say so much more, but I'm going to keep it short. We're at 6 minutes. I try to keep you all under 10 on this one. And it's just your daily dose on Friday, man. Just be encouraged. Tune in tomorrow night. We're going to break this thing down. I'll be teaching for probably at least an hour on this tomorrow night. So I bless you in Jesus' name. Go have a great time with your family. Have a great weekend. Win souls for God. Live as you're called. Stop giving yourself permission to live from situation and circumstance. You can no longer live in how it's going. You got to live as good as He is. I bless you in Jesus' name.